Hello viewers, my name is Olegu Chigozie from Mosi AICT Center. In today's tutorial, I am going to show you how to install Moodle step by step into local machine, that in a local server, okay, using OneServer. Okay. First of all, you need to download OneServer or any other server depending on the system that you are using. So let me show you the now this is the OneServer. This is the OneServer homepage. When you go to this if you want to download the English version, you go to this URL here and you go to the homepage. Now you may now decide to download OneServer 64-bit or 32-bit depending on the bit of your system. Okay, you can also download, if you don't want to use OneServer, you can also use XAMPP. XAMPP is also for Windows. Okay, it is a multi-platform local server. Okay, you can download it from this URL here. Okay, and download the version both for Windows version, and also we have Linux version, and for OS X version. Okay, that is for Macintosh. Okay, so and another one, you can download any of these, either OneServer, XAMPP, or MAMP. Okay, MAMP is now multi-platform. It simply means that it can also run on Windows now. You can see MAMP for Windows. Okay, is available now. You can also download for Mac. Okay, for Mac operating system. So once you finish downloading all this, any of these, now you can go head to the Moodle website and download the latest version of Moodle. Now this is a Moodle download website here where you can download the latest version. Okay, when you go to this link, then you can download, if you are installing Moodle in a Mac machine, then you can download the .tgz. Okay, or if you are installing on Windows, if you are installing on Windows machine, you can download the .zip file. Okay, here now I have already downloaded the WAMP. Okay, I've already downloaded the OneServer. Okay, and install in my system. It is just the normal process of installing software, so you just follow the launch it and follow the wizard instruction until you install the OneServer. Likewise, any of this server that you choose to run in your system. Okay, now when you download Moodle, okay, it will be in a zip format. I have already downloaded it. Here is it. You can see this is the Moodle version. Actually, the latest version is 3.7, but I prefer running 3.6. okay, so you can download the I will be running Moodle 3.6. now I also downloaded the theme. I will be installing theme. It is a 14 theme. You can download the theme from the Moodle website, okay, by going to plugins. Okay, when you come to this website, this is the Moodle website, and under the footer region you can see plugins. When you go to this link, you can be able to search for 14 theme and download it. Okay, I have already downloaded them. You can see the Moodle is in a zip format. Okay, that is the first step to get started with Moodle. Okay, the next thing we are going to do now, we are going to set up the OneServer. When you finish installing the OneServer and launch it, you are going to have it run in background. It is displaying under the tray icon here. You can see the green color indicate that all the services are running properly. Okay, now to get started, there are a few things you need to know about this OneServer. Okay, for example, when you click on it, there is what is known as the local host here. The local host here is the main the root directory of this OneServer in a browser. Okay, then phpMyAdmin, this is the where you will create the database. Okay, now another thing that is very important you need to know is the www directory. Okay, so I will show you. For example, when you click on localhost, it is going to open in a browser. Okay, you can see now it has opened the localhost directory in a browser. Okay, now I'm going to close it. When you want to click the phpMyAdmin, when you click it right from here, I'm just showing you different ways of launching these services. Okay, when you click on phpMyAdmin, it is going to open my phpMyAdmin. This is the login page. Okay, the default username and the password of phpMyAdmin login is the root. The root is the username, that is the default username, and the password is empty. Okay, you don't need to enter anything here. Okay, so when we show you how to get in and what to do inside the phpMyAdmin dashboard. Now I will still go back to the server here and click on, now when I click on www directory, so let me click on it. Now it is going to open a folder. You can see it now. This folder that it is launched here is the root directory of this OneServer. Okay, this is where you place the content of that you want to host locally. Any content, whether a Moodle or any other website files that you want to host, must be placed under the root directory. Okay, because we are using OneServer, it is known as www, that is the root directory. Okay, now let me show you alternative ways of accessing each of these services. Now I'm going to close this. Now another way to access, let me start with the localhost in a browser. Okay, now when you launch a browser, let me launch Mozilla. Okay, my browser is launching now. If I type to get to the localhost directory now, just type localhost in the address bar. Localhost. Okay, when you just type localhost and press enter, you see now it has loaded the root directory. Okay, now to access the phpMyAdmin right from the main dashboard here, you can see phpMyAdmin under tools. You can also see phpMyAdmin under your alliances. This is it here. Okay, what we are going to now, another way to access the root directory of your, that is the root directory of the OneServer, is to go to the File Explorer. Okay, when you go to the File Explorer and go to this PC, if you are using Windows 10, or my PC or my computer, when you go to my computer and click on local disk, okay, that is drive C. Okay, when you click on drive C, you will see series of folders. Now this is the one folder that we install, WAMP64. If you are using 32-bit operating system, you are going to see WAMP only. Okay, so because I'm using 64-bit operating system, you can see WAMP64. When you open this folder, now these are the files that are installed with the OneServer. But to get to the root directory, you need to go to www folder. When you open the www folder, you can see we have get to the that root directory. Now the shortcut way of accessing it is to use the OneServer and just click on root directory here. You can see it also load the same folder. Okay, now that is what you need to know about the OneServer. Okay, the next thing we are going to do now is to unzip the Moodle file that we downloaded. Okay, now I'm going to locate to the directory where I saved the downloaded Moodle file. Okay, okay, this is the directory here. You can see the Moodle is in a zip format, so we are going to unzip it. To unzip it, right click on it and click extract if you are using WinRAR. Okay, now we are going to extract the file into the root directory, but for safe mode, let me extract it here. Now you can see it is extracting the Moodle files. Okay, now it will take a while to extract depending on how fast your system is. Okay, it is extracting. Just wait for the file to extract. The Moodle file is extracting. Okay, it is extracting. It will soon finish. Okay, now that is it. You see all the files has been extracted. Now this is the extracted files here inside this folder Moodle. Okay, let me open it. You can see all the files. Okay, this is all the files. What we are going to do here is we are going to rename this folder. Okay, you can rename it anything. Okay, anything you want to call it, you can just rename it, or you can just allow the default name. Okay, so I'm going to rename it OCA LMS. Okay, I'm just rename it OCA LMS. Okay, that's what the name I call it. Okay, you can give it any name. You can also leave it with the default name. So the name we just rename now is going to be the form of our domain, because we are running it in a Moodle, in a local server. Okay, this name will serve as the subdomain of our of the URL. It will be the part of the URL. Okay, you are going to access this this website using this name. Okay, OCA LMS. Now the next thing we are going to do after renaming the folder is to cut it and place it inside the root directory. So what I'm going to do now, I will select the folder and click on cut. Okay, that is we are moving the folder, the whole of this folder that contain the Moodle contents. Okay, now I will now click on this PC. Now I will click on local disk, that is drive C. I will go to the WAMP64 folder. Now the root directory of our OneServer is www folder. I will double click on it. Now this is the root directory. I'm going to place that files inside this root directory. So I will now click on paste. It is now pasting the file. Alright, the file is now inside the root directory. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do now to get started is to create a database and username. I will show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to close this folder. to create the database and the username, we are going to use a browser. Okay, so we are going to navigate to this OneServer. Okay, we are going to navigate and click on localhost. Now this is the localhost root directory on a server. So since our main intention now is to create a database, I will now go to phpMyAdmin and click on it. Now this is the login page for phpMyAdmin. Okay, the default username is root, the password is empty. Okay, so I will now click go. Now this is the phpMyAdmin dashboard, and this is where you create the username and the database. We will start by creating the database first. Okay, just click on database here, and you are going to give your database a name. So for my own case, I'm going to name it Moodle. Now you can give it any name you want. So I'm giving it Moodle so that I will know which database that is controlling the Moodle. Okay, I will now click create. Now you can see the database has been created, and under the database section here, it has been added here. Okay, now we are now going to navigate to the under privileges tab here. Okay, and click on it. Now from here you can see add a user account. Now click on add user account. Now this is the login information. So you are going to enter username, host name, password, and we configure other things later. Okay, now I'm going to name the username Moodle. You can name your own anything. Now under host name, when you can type localhost. Or you can click on this section and select localhost. Now you are going to choose a password. This is the password for the username. Now that I have typed the password, this is the password. You have to confirm it by retyping the password in this field. Okay, now click on grant all privileges on database Moodle. Okay, you must check this one. Now click on check all, then click on the go. Okay, so you can scroll down. If it is not showing, you can just scroll down and click on go. Okay, you can see the notice here, you have added a new user. Very important things to note here before we go further. You need to write down the username. The username we entered here. Okay, this is the username. The username is Moodle, and the password for the username. You can also write down the name of the database. We created a database, we named it Moodle, and the username we named it Moodle, and also the password. Okay, you should remember all those things. Okay, now for example, I have already write this is the database name that I use, Moodle. The username is Moodle, and this is the password that I used to create the username. Okay, so I typed it here so that I will not forget it. You should save it somewhere because it is very important. We shall be needing it as we progress to the installation of the Moodle. Okay, so now that we have created database name, a username and password for the username. We shall now go straight to the installation of the Moodle. So I'm going to close this browser. This is Internet Explorer, but I prefer to use, you can use any browser. I prefer to use this Google Chrome for the installation. So I'm going to launch Google Chrome. Now, to begin the installation of Moodle, you need to type localhost. Now this is the localhost here. Now remember, this is the name of the Moodle content we added in the root directory of our server. Okay, you can see the OCA LMS here. Okay, now to begin the installation, you need to click /OCA LMS. So it depends, whatever be the name, whatever you name the folder that contain the Moodle content, it should be /that name. Okay, you can see here it is localhost /OCA LMS. Okay, now when I hit enter now, it is going to load Moodle. Okay, it is going to load Moodle installation. You can see it now. Okay, installation. Okay, but now I want to install it on the local host. Okay, but I'm not good at what I wanted to do. If I continue to the installation, at the end I install this on local host like this, I will not, the other computer that will be connecting to the same network will not be able to view this website. As a result of that, I'm going to use the IP address of this computer to install this very website. Okay, this Moodle. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this one. Okay, I will cancel the installation. Let me show you what I mean. I will type the IP address of my system. Okay, this is the IP address. I will now press enter. You can see now it has loaded the same OneServer directory. Okay, now I'm going to now type /OCA LMS. Okay, now this is what I okay, slash. Okay, this is I want to use this IP address to install the Moodle. The reason why I'm using it, so that any other computer that is connected to the same network can be able to view the content or access this website. Okay. Okay, to set up this OneServer to point to your IP address, it is very simple. Let me quickly show you how to set if you want to use the same method, especially if you have a multiple devices that you want to access the content of your website. Okay, so you should use the IP address. Let me quickly show you how to set it up in a moment. Okay, before we begin the installation. Now I will click on this tray icon and go to OneServer. Okay, I will now click on OneServer under Apache server. Okay, under this one Apache. Now you select HTTP. Okay, you see HTTPD. Okay, .vhost.config. Okay, you just click on it. It is going to open the configuration file. Now you see this line that I selected like this. This very line, after allow override all. Okay, whatever that is on this line, replace it with require all granted. Okay, that's all. Anything you see here, okay, what normally you will see under this line that I highlighted like this is require local. Okay, but you are going to replace it with require all granted. That's all. So when you are done, then you click on file and save it. Okay, so I'm going to close it. That is how I set then it will now, you can now use the IP address to locate the IP address of your device. When you click on the connected network, you click network and internet setting. Now you locate the if it is Wi-Fi that you are connecting to, you should locate it. It should be displayed here, but for my own case I'm using Ethernet. Now under Ethernet you can see the connected network here. Network 2 is connected. Okay, we click on it, and under here you can see the IP address. Okay, this is the IP address here. When you copy this IP address and put in your browser, it will now, you can see it here. This is the IP address. This is it. So when you put it in the browser, it will now load the local host. Okay, so that is how to configure and set the OneServer to point to your IP address. Then you can now go ahead and install your website. Okay, now we are now going, since we have pointed to IP address, I will now start the installation. Okay, instead of using localhost, I will now use the IP address. It is this same thing. The only difference now is that this one is going to allow other PC or other devices that are connected to the same network to view the content of this website. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I will now begin the installation. To begin the installation, just enter the IP address / the folder name. This is the folder name displaying under your project here. Now you just click enter. You can now see that it has loaded installation page. Okay, this is how the first setup here is to choose your language. Okay, but in my I will now use the default language, which is English. Okay, now I will now click next. Now this is the confirmation part. Okay, all these things here, all this thing has been done automatically. Okay, now this is the web address. The web address is now, you can see it has been set by default to our IP address / the folder name. Now the Moodle directory is where the Moodle is installed. It is under the root directory. You can see the www folder. Okay, and our content, that is the content of our Moodle, are inside the www folder, and the data directory is the Moodle data. Okay, it is stored outside, okay, the root folder. Okay, so you can see it is all these things has been configured automatically. You don't need to do anything. Just click next. Now it is loading. You can see now it has take us to another page. This is installation. Choose database driver. Okay, by default it is my SQL database. Okay, is what is you leave the default, but if you have any other database that you have created, that you are using, you can select it from here. Okay, we go with the default. You don't need to change anything. Okay, you don't need to change anything. Now you can now click on next. Okay, you can see database setting. Now here we are going to add our credentials. Okay, now the database host is by default, it has been set as local host. I'm not going to change it. Okay, because that is the database host that we choose when we were creating the username. Okay, now database name, remember we name it Moodle. Whatever you name your own, you should enter the database here. Then the database user, okay, that is the username. Remember we choose Moodle. Okay, the username is Moodle, so I'm going to enter Moodle. So you can enter the database user, whichever one you choose. You can enter it. The password, I used password. This is the password of the database, okay, of this user. Now by default you should leave the rest the way it is. This is all the required information, okay. Now you click on next. So once you enter all this information correctly, the installation will begin. You can see now it has now taken us to another confirmation page, okay. Moodle, okay. This is where it you can see the full meaning of Moodle here. Modular object oriented dynamic learning environment, okay. This is the copyright notice environment, okay. So when if you agree to this copyright notice, you just click confirm, okay. That's continue, okay. Just click on continue. But if you wish to cancel the installation, you click on cancel. So we are going to continue with the installation. Click continue. It is going okay. This is it has set up all the requirement. It has checked, analyzed the system. All that are required has been set up, okay. So once you see all this green check mark here, all this one that is saying okay, it means that all your system meet the minimum requirement for the installation to begin, okay. Now click on continue. Now this installation is going to take a while, okay. So because it will be loading all the content of the Moodle one after another, so it will take time to load. So the installation has begun. So you just relax in this section. You just relax. You don't need to do anything. It will load all the files and notify you at the end to continue with the setup, okay. So the installation is now going in, and don't need to do any other thing, okay. So just wait until it notify you. It will populate all the installed services. It will populate all of them on the screen here. When you can see now the installation, it is going. You can see it will start populating all the files, okay. There is this thing is done automatically by the Moodle, okay. So it is installing. You can see how easy it is to install Moodle. You can easily do it, okay. Once you follow these simple steps, you can get Moodle running within few minutes, okay. So it is populating the files. It is populating the files. You can see how it is populating the files, okay. It will take a while, okay. Don't just be patient. Within couple of few minutes it will install. You can see all the services are installing. All the services are installing, and it will notify you to continue at the end. So this is the process of the installation. We populate all the needed services, okay. And we notify you later to continue, okay. It is populating. Once it finish installing all this hamburger, I mean, once it finish installing this icon here, it is going to stop, okay. You can see the sign. It is loading and populating all your files. You can see how the ones that it has been populated, all the services, okay. These are the Moodle is a very it is a great LMS. It is too good to be free, actually. You can see a lot of services that it is populating. This is the services we shall be working with during the time we will start developing content in our LMS. Okay, all the services that we need to create course, manage course, and manage the organization and so on. It is populating. They are all populating. Okay. The installation of Moodle is very simple. As you can see, once you set up all your gadgets and the environment, that is the software environment, then you are good to go. Okay. It is populating all our services. Okay, you can see the loading has stopped. Okay, so it means that it has finished populating all the files, all the content. So you have to scroll to the bottom edge of the browser of the content. Okay, you can see now continue. It has finished loading. Okay, so now you can click continue. Now from here it will display another screen for us. Wow, now we are almost done. Okay, you can see the installation has been done. The installation of Moodle has been done. You are going to choose a username. This username is the username that you will use to log in as admin. Okay, so I'm going to choose a username. Okay, under all these things, we are going to take the main to fill the important section now. Okay, Moodle does not accept the uppercase as part of your username. Okay, now you are going to choose a password. It is very important. Once you make any mistake and not choosing password from here, remember we are running this on a local server. You cannot be able to log in. Okay, so make sure you choose a password that you can easily remember. So I'm going to choose a password. I'm going to choose a password. As you are choosing the password, make sure you choose a strong password. Okay, now first name, you are going to enter the first name here. Okay, I'm going to enter my name. This is my real name. I'm going to enter my name because I will be using this for illustration purpose later. Okay, now under surname, you enter your surname. Okay, the email address, going to enter my email address. I'm going to use my let me use my Gmail. Now email display, allow everyone to see my email. Okay, since this is a okay, I will show you how to set up all these things later. Okay, let me just fill the compulsory ones. Okay, all this one mark here with the red, they are compulsory. I'm going to leave the others. Okay, when we start setting up our learning management system, I will show you how to configure all these things. I will now click update profile. Okay, the username we choose here is the admin. So you are the person, because I'm the one running this installation, so it recognizes this the first account as it is administrative right. Okay, have the right to manage all the content of this Moodle website. Okay, can be able to create other admins later. Okay, I will still create more admins if we are going to have several people managing this Moodle website. Okay, so this is just the installation. When we create a separate tutorial on how to configure this Moodle. Okay, let's finish the installation. Okay, it is loading. Remember, it is initial installation, so it will set up all the content and prepare all the services. Okay, and may take a while to load all the content of the Moodle. You can see it has loaded another section where it displays that we should enter. This is just the little setting we are going to perform before we exit. Okay, we have fully installed Moodle now. This is now, it is asking you to enter the front page setting. Okay, now the full site name. Let's name this site name. Okay, short name for the site. Okay, Education Resource Center. Okay, front page. What the front page is, the front page summary, the text you want to display at the front page of your website. So I'm just can use the same name. We set it later. Okay, you can change the time zone. Because I am in Nigeria, I'm going to locate my local time zone, which is Africa. I'm in Africa. Lagos is my local time zone. Okay, now this is the authentication setting. Okay, I will show you how to set all this thing up later. So new setting, manage authentication, self-registration. If you want, yes, I will enable email based registration. Okay, but we will configure it later. Now click on save changes. Okay, congratulations, we have finished installing Moodle website. Okay, so this is a local, it is asking us to register it with moodle.net. I'm not going to do that because it is in a local machine. It is not going to be registered. Okay, so this is we have now finished installing Moodle. Okay, you can see now this is how the Moodle interface look. Now let's go to the home page. Okay, by clicking on this icon, it will take me to the home page. Okay, this is the tower. Okay, it is initial tower. If you want to learn how to manage to get to know all the features of the dashboard, then you can now click next. It will just navigate you around to know all these features. Okay, so but don't worry, I will make a tutorial on how to get started with Moodle. Okay, so I will just continue or end the tower. Okay, now this is the site home, and you click on site home. This is how the site look like now. Okay, this is how the Moodle site, the home page, this is how it look like now. Okay, you can see the footer region. You can also see the header. You can see the username I choose when I was setting up, configuring the okay, this is the username. You can see how my name, I have already logged in as admin. If I want to add course, I can add course now. This is the block region, the sidebar. Okay, so that is how to install Moodle. In the next session, I will show you how to install theme. You can see how the website look like now. It is now using the IP address. Okay, now let me open another browser. This is another browser. Let me type the IP address. Let me copy this URL here. Is the URL of our website. Let me copy it. Now in a new browser, okay, this is a Mozilla. I will paste that URL. You can see the IP address slash the folder name. Remember, you still remember the folder name that contain the Moodle content. Okay, now when I press enter, now it is going to load our website. You can see now, okay, it has loaded the website, but now it will now ask me to log in. Okay, I'm not logging because I'm using another browser. Okay, we now click login. You can see I have option to, because we enable email self-registration, a user can now register, okay, and also log in as a guest. I can also log in if I have a username already. Okay, so you can see that installation of Moodle is very simple. Okay, before we start adding content to this our Moodle website and setting it up, we are going to install theme. Theme is very important. If you know that you are not going to use the default Moodle theme, you should install the theme before you start adding content, okay, because the theme will determine the overall look of your website. As a result of that, you need to install the theme before customizing your website, and we are going to do it now by installing the theme. I will show you how to do that. It is very simple. So you need to log in as admin. Okay, we just installed the WordPress fresh, so I've already logged in as admin, and I'll go to the site administration at the sidebar. I click site administration. It is going to load the settings section. Okay, under the setting, I will now click on plugins. Under plugins, I will click on install plugins. Now, any plugins you want to install, whether it is the theme or any other plugins, okay, you have to install it from here. You can install plugin from the Moodle plugin directory, okay, that is from the Moodle website, or you just install from the zip file that you have already downloaded. Okay, now I have already downloaded the fourth scene. I have already shown you how to download this theme and plugins at the beginning of this video, so go and watch the beginning, then you should be able to know how to download this theme. Okay, so I will open the folder that I have the theme here. This is the theme. It is the fourth scene theme. Okay, I will now drag it. Okay, you can see drag. You can drag and drop the file here to add item, or you can just click on choose file. So now you can now locate the directory from your computer by clicking upload file. Then you can now choose the directory. You can see now, just navigate to the directory of the theme and choose it. Okay, so since I have it open already, I'm going to drag it here. Okay, I mean, you can still drag it. We drag it and place it there. You can see the theme has been added. Now we now click on install plugin from the zip file, okay, because it has been added in the here. Now I will now click install plugin. Okay, now it is going to set up all the content and install. Okay, installation begins from here. I will now click continue. Okay, it is loading. Remember, any content you are adding to Moodle need to populate those content into the learning management system. Okay, now this is the upgrade screen here. So upgrade Moodle database now. Okay, we now click upgrade. You can see now it is upgrading. Okay, now upgrading to new version. Just click continue. It is loading, and it will take a while to load depending on the content you are adding into your website. And during this process, you should be careful not to interrupt your internet connection. Remember, this thing is running using the IP address. Okay, and if you are running it in a web server, which is equivalent to the IP address, okay, you should not interrupt the process. Okay, just allow everything to finish installing before you do anything to avoid interrupting the services. Okay, now you can see it has finished installing, and it has now opened the setup section for us to configure it. Okay, because we just added the theme, it is adding us asking us to add. This is the theme preset. Okay, by default you can select the preset of the theme. Okay, we are going to select modern Moodle. Okay, modern Moodle. Okay, because we are working with this theme, but it is you can also allow the default. Now you can also read the text in some of the instruction here that say pick a preset to broadly change the look of the theme. So any one that you choose, it is going to set the theme to according to your choice here. So if you have additional theme preset file, you can select it. I'm going to allow this, leave it empty. So for the simplicity, I'm going to allow the default for now. In the next tutorial, I will show you how to configure all these things. Just scroll down and scroll down and click Save Changes. Okay. Just click Save Changes. So it is saving the changes. Because this video is too long, I'm going to stop here. But before then, I will show you how to change the theme, the theme, so that it will now our website will have the new theme. Okay. Okay, you see the theme has been uploaded and installed, and from here, even when you visit this site home, it is not showing the new theme. This is the default theme that is still showing. So, and to change the theme, you need to go to the site administration. Under the sidebar here, there is a sidebar administration. Now click on appearance. Under appearance, scroll down and select theme selector. Click on theme selector, and now it's loaded. So we are going to change the theme. The default theme here is Boost. Okay, Boost is also a very interactive theme. It is a default theme that the Moodle installed for us, and we are going to change the theme. So by clicking on change theme. Now from here you can choose the theme that you want to your website to have. So since we have installed Fortune, we are going to click on use theme under the Fortune. So it will now load the theme, and it is going to change the entire look of our Moodle website. Okay, it is changing the theme. It may take a while to change, so don't interrupt the process. Make sure you exercise patience while it populates the content of the theme. Okay, it has changed the theme. Now you can now see the new look of our website simply by changing the theme. Just click on continue. New theme saved. You can see, click on continue. Okay, now we have our new theme. What we are now going to do here, we are going to clear the caches. But since we just installed since we just installed the Moodle freshly, so we are not going to do anything. You can see we just changed the theme. That's how to install Moodle from scratch. Thank you for watching this tutorial.